Well, how can I set my kids up to be financially independent is a constant parent's cry that I hear. But when a young person is just starting out, facing rent payments, car needs, and all the other costs that true independence requires, how, realistically, can this happen? Well, you might be surprised at what a private banking system can do for them and you. This is developing your kids' private banking system by personalcommandcapital.com. Just as an example, let's take the first big expenditure that a newly independent young person of ours usually needs to make. A car, of course. Most people today can't even get to their jobs without a car. So your young person needs one, but you want them to pay for it themselves. After all, we're trying to get them out of the dependent business. But without having a private banking system, your child will probably have to do what most others do. He or she will go to the dealer, find the coolest car on the lot with the payments they can afford, make the deal, maybe even have you co-sign the obligation, and then start driving. And then the monthly payments begin and run and run and run. And just as the payments on the first car end, it'll probably be time to start payments on the next car. And likely as not, this payment cycle will just continue car after car after car. But ask yourself, is a lifetime of obligation and payments to the loan industry financial independence? Or is it just redirecting your children's dependence away from you to the moneylenders? But instead of this all too common path, what could you do for your kids with a creative and wise use of a private banking system? First, you set up a small private banking system by capitalizing it with just enough for them to buy their first car. Next, you have them borrow from the private bank the cash to buy the car, and then you have them make the same payments back to the private bank that they would have made to the car dealer if he had been financing them. It won't take long for them to see how this is paying them. And over the years, you and they will really see the difference. You'll see the difference in just the first few years as you watch your offspring operate their own private bank. The exercise of buying an automobile without the car lenders in the picture is very self-rewarding. A second advantage? Financing cost recovery. All their principal and interest payments are no longer going out the door to commercial lenders. Instead, those payments are getting recycled back into their own bank for use again later. Third, you'll see their capital grow. Their private bank's capital will increase to an amount considerably larger than when you started it for them. And here's where using this unique private banking vehicle really beats using a commercial bank savings account. Remember that with a private banking system, the entire time that this loan to themselves is outstanding, that same money will be earning a return inside their bank, just as though they'd never removed a dime of it to buy the car. Try asking your banker for that deal. Fourth, money to buy their next car. After they've repaid the loan to their private bank, they're ready any time to buy a replacement car, but now they've got the power to pick and choose when that's going to be. Fifth, true financial freedom. You've just given your young person a process that can make them completely independent forever, from you for car needs and from the finance industry. And finally, they can develop a lifetime nest egg. The more they use their private banking system, the more their bank grows, not somebody else's. Sure, this takes some initial sacrifice on your part, but think about it. Can you think of a better way to leverage a small amount of inheritance dollars than to set your kids up for a lifetime of being self-financing and free from the loan industry? So get reading. You can change your children's lives and yours. Go to findoutmorenow.com. When you enter the passcode JH39, you can download a free report that will tell you all about how you can give a much different financial future to your kids.